Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Darksage Walker, and I feel I owe an apology for missing an upload. Ended up having a super sleepy day just yesterday. And when I say super sleepy, I mean I came home, put on Monster Hunter Stories, and prepared to do a little bit of gaming, and immediately fell asleep on the couch. Like, it didn't even take any time. It's just, alright, let's play the game. Bam! And out like a light. It was very much not what I was anticipating, but there you go. Apparently I was way more tired than I thought. So, before we jump into the run, let's go ahead and announce the winner of today's Wizard of Metal. That's right, today is Wizard of Metal! Apologies. And today we're looking at Are You Ready by Disturbed. So again, thank you everyone for dropping the my brain isn't working. For dropping suggestions in the Wizard of Metal. I keep wanting to say subreddit, but no, it's not a subreddit. For dropping suggestions in the Wizard of Metal tab on my Discord server. It really helps a lot. And if there's a song that you want to see me analyze while simultaneously turning it into while simultaneously turning it into a themed run, then by all means just submit it to me via that Discord server. Or if you don't have Discord, or for some reason don't want to get Discord, then submit it to me via YouTube comment, and I'll add it to the Discord myself. One thing that I always suggest, though, is that not only do you submit it there, but you also include a YouTube video so that we can actually hear the song. That is important because otherwise I have no idea what exactly it is we're listening to. Or more so because I want my fellow viewers and Wizard of Metal fans to be able to hear what exactly it is we're basing a run around. So, now about the song. So, the song itself seems to be a song about essentially freeing yourself. It's kind of difficult to describe without just getting right into what was said about the song. So we'll just do that real quick, because that's the easiest way. This was essentially a quote from David Draiman, the lead the vocalist for Disturbed. He said it's a song that's encouraging people to not allow themselves to be prey. That when you're strong, even just projecting strong feelings or conveying strength, it discourages the predator. You want to scare a bear away, you stand your ground. And he then added that he's encouraging a revolution of thought rather than taking up arms. A revolution in how you perceive yourself. And that's... oh, hey. Maybe I should be prepared to fight. But that's a very strong sentiment, especially nowadays when the idea of just being yourself seems to be, I'm not going to say discouraged, but for a lot of people out there, being yourself is easier said than done. And I'm not even necessarily talking about the LGBTQ movement or anything like that. I'm just talking about people in general. It's very difficult for people to be themselves when there's always someone out there essentially preying upon that. It's like, no, but what about this? What about this? No, you need to be chasing these trends. You need to be doing this. And there's a lot of things out there that do that. So I'm not going to necessarily label any one thing, nor am I necessarily going to be getting super political about things, but that is the obvious direction this will go. And like I said, she does not ever want me to upgrade Bouncing Blaze. It's seriously just me, and I don't know why that is. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to find the boss room, because if I'm not going to pick up any... Yeah, if I'm not going to pick up any Arcana, I at least want to be able to pick up some relics and power up the... power up the Merchant's card that I started with. And that will now harken back to what I was saying earlier about let's quick see what the message of the song is so that we can get a good idea of what this run is about. And that's kind of the thing. We've got a run that's very... Yeah, I'm gonna take it. We've got a run that's very open-ended because the message of the song is strength within yourself, essentially. It's allowing yourself to not be preyed upon. And for me, the best way I could do that was, or the best way I could exemplify that was by just using a bunch of Arcana that I'm just more or less comfortable with. But then I also took Merchant's card as a way of essentially exemplifying, and I'm using that word a lot, I apologize, but as a way to show gaining strength, be it internally or from without. It's just showing the idea of gaining strength. And in this case, it's more of a metaphorical gaining of strength because you are trying to not be prey to a metaphorical predator, which again I always take that as being like a governmental thing because generally it's the government and there we go, and when they say powers that be, I also tend to take that as, like... Also, this woman really hates upgrading Bouncing Blaze. I don't know what it is. She absolutely will not do it if she can avoid it. Like, I can't even upgrade Tidal Blast because she sees that I have Bouncing Blaze and says, oh, well, fuck that. But yeah, so to finish that quote that David Draymond was using, see, people are glued to the next headline because they're scared to death, and to have the world live in fear makes life easier for those who are looking to control you. And this is what I was saying: it's anything. It's family, it's government. It doesn't have to be one entity in particular. You yourself as the individual have been subjugated for too long, and you do not need to feel that way. And I think that's a really powerful message for a lot of people nowadays. And again, that doesn't just apply to, you know, the people, for people like those in the LGBTQ identity. There's lots of people that can and does apply to. Like, I get the feeling that that song is really just meant to be like an overall statement. I think it's a really good message to just have out there that no, you don't need to be scared to be yourself. Because admittedly, through my mental health strugglings, I should point out that I am one of those people that's oftentimes scared to be myself, and a lot of that comes from, I know it's kind of cliche to say so, but from expectations of what a man in our society should be, and the constant conflicts within. And I know someone's going to be upset with me for not taking Tattered Scroll, but I don't know, I might go back for it. Alright, where is Anders? And especially since I have the Merchant's cards, just feels like, well, okay, now there's a much better reason to pick it up. But I'm also thinking that maybe as a means of controlling space a little bit better, I should also pick up Dynamic Disarray. Like, I honestly think that might be the better choice, is pick that up, then grab the scroll. Alright. And we go from there. Alright, looking good. Okay, so what I really need now is another offensive boost. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that go. Who knows, maybe Wanderer's Mechanism will show up again later. So the message of "Are you ready?" is definitely a strong one. And the history of the song is actually kind of interesting too. Oops, I screwed up. And Toxic Bolus. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but hey, it's something. And because both of my opponents coming up next resist it, I am going to be looking to pretty much replace that as soon as possible. So, here's what I meant by the interesting history of the song. And it's not anything great, so don't. So it's just the idea of the creation of the song. But basically, the guitarist Dan Donegan had said that he originally wrote the music for "Are You Ready" way back in 2004, which is around the time of the album 10,000 Fists. But he never got around to completing it and essentially just filed the demo away. And now in 2018, or around 3 years ago, when they were looking for new ideas for the album Evolution, which is where "Are You Ready" comes from, Donegan looked back at his archives of uncompleted material and just, found it and brought it back into the mix. And apparently, according to Donegan, David Draymond immediately gravitated towards it and said he had something really good for it, and just kind of started dropping a little bit of scat. And when I say that, I mean like scat man, like that sort of thing. He just immediately started dropping dropping a little bit to the melody, and that's kind of how it got created. I hate rogues. There we go. God, I hate elemental conjurers. There's a lot of things in this game I hate. Let's just put it that way. Like, in the hierarchy of things, it's really hard to just focus down on one thing that I have a distaste for. Alright, so at this point I need to accept that neither Tidal Blast nor Bouncing Blaze are ever going to get upgraded. Come on. God damn it. There we go, that's better. No, I mean, I might actually, considering how unlikely it is that I'm ever going to get an upgrade to my Arcana. Like, why do I even take Bouncing Blaze? Like, I know from experience it's never going to get upgraded. So, yeah, those of you who voted for Are You Ready definitely made a good choice, but voting was... Okay, starting to make me upset now. It might not be the game, I could also just be playing poorly. Take that for what it's worth. Oh, hello. So wait a minute, the puzzle armed itself after I opened the chest? So I guess that's a way to deter cheating the entire thing. And I still haven't found Anders. What is going on here? Come on, game, work with me now. It's time for me to start talking about the lyrics of the song, and I'm having a hard time doing that because you're being a jerk. And did she have anything that I wanted? No, not really. Yeah, she stands in solidarity with the idea that I shouldn't be using Bouncing Blaze, and doesn't allow me to upgrade any of my Arcana if I'm carrying Bouncing Blaze. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, look at that, we got Wanderer's Mechanism as a freebie. Certainly not turning that away. As for the lyrics, well, so, one last thing before I get into the lyrics. And that is that when the album first came out, they... wow. That was an immediate curb stomping. Like, I didn't even have time to react to that. The game just said, no, screw you. Alright. So, they had apparently held a poll when Evolution was about to be released, and flat out asked their audience, hey, you more interested in hearing something a little bit something heavy like what we did, like what we used to do, or something more ballad-like? And by an overwhelming majority, which should surprise no one considering the spoofy roots of the band, the idea of something heavy won out, and that's how Are You Ready came to be the first single that got released off of the Evolution, which I would say makes good sense. Like, when the song was first released, it did well enough to actually top the Billboard charts for rock and heavy metal within the first 6 weeks of its release, so I'd say they definitely made the right choice. Or rather, the fans did. And that is one thing that I will definitely say about Disturbed, is that they're a band that's kind of been through some highs and some lows. They've been experimenting with their sound for quite a while, and this happens to a lot of bands because they don't want to just be the samey old, they're Disturbed. Like, they want to try to evolve their sound because they don't constantly want to be known as the band with the frontman that goes, oh, wah! That was my terrible David Draymond impression. I hope you liked it. But there's something to be said for wanting to change your sound or evolve and flat out ignoring what made you popular in the first place. And for a while, it looked like Disturbed was going to take that route of ignoring what made them popular in the first place. Yeah, look at this. She absolutely will not upgrade my first two Arcana just because I started with Bouncing Blaze. So she's like standing in solidarity with the idea of, oh, you want to upgrade those? Well, the hell with you. There we go. Like, it's really difficult to plan anything ahead in combat when it's very clear that, you know what even are these? I'd rather not do that. I mean, I can try it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling particularly good about it right now. Like, the game has very much gone out of its way to tell me that my dreams are in vain. Which means that right now I have to stand tall with the "Are you ready" lyrics and be like, no, you're not controlling me. That works. And on that note, let's start getting into the lyrics now. So that's Aqua Breaker. Not bad, but eh. I'm gonna buy it just because I am looking to max out Merchant's cards. And hey, if I can beat Atlas without taking damage, that would be a nice bonus for me. Which means that if we are going to do that, we need to be careful in how we fight. Oh, hey, look at that. And hey, there's twin turbines. Alright, so actually that worked out quite well. So the lyrics to the song start with him basically just scatting get up 6 times, so that phrase a total of 12 times. And then it goes into the first verse with, "Well, are you ready now for the revolution? For too long your power has been taken away." And again, when I see something like that, I'm immediately brought back to ideas of, oh, French Revolution. That's very much the idea that they're playing on. And again, it's not anything governmental. It's just whoever says that they're in control. So it's not strictly an anti-government thing. It's kind of an anti-authority thing. And you know what? I can get down with that. Oh, hello. There are 2 relics here that I really like. And I just so happen to have 2 relics that I don't want. Or I should say I have 2 relics I don't really want and a couple of questionable ones. But, you know, money is necessary, so... Let's see, next part of the lyrics. Hold on while I withdraw my telecommunications device. Let's see, it's been taken away. Does your heart feel heavy now? Savor the solution. Now, this isn't meant to be like a take up arms and go on an armed revolt, but hey, you know what? That line in and of itself definitely it's not recommends, but speaks to such. Take those mental shackles off and throw them away. You've got to get them out of your mind. Don't you let their vision leave you blind. So, in other words, don't let them tell you what can be. Don't let them tell you like who you are or what you're all about. And again, I can stand with solidarity to that message. I can get behind that. Yay! I missed him by like a millimeter. Hold on. Beautiful. Alright, yeah, the torch is definitely doing, or the fire paintbrush is definitely doing a good job. See, next part of the lyrics. Moving steady now, it's a revolution. For so long your focus has been taken away, now you're breaking away. Again, pretty obvious there. They may think they know you, but here's an education. No, they can't control you. Once you've broken away, they're done patrolling your mind. Which sounds very much like he's saying, yeah, stop giving a shit. And, yeah, for the most part, that's kind of what he's getting at. Alright, so I'm going to give him this, because I don't want it. Now, let's also go back here. I dropped this, so now I can give this to him. And now let's go turn ourselves into the horse-headed man. Yes. Never underestimate the power of a man with a horse head. Because this is another individual that clearly does not care what you think about him, even as he jumps into a hole. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where the heck I'm going next. I'm just a little lost. There we go, looking good. Alright, so now to get back to the lyrics, as I kind of slowly inch my way forward here, boom. See, when they're searching for you, they will find a force they aren't ready for, then are you ready? So this is pretty much the chorus. They aren't ready for you to be strong, are you ready? They aren't ready for you to prove them wrong. I particularly like that line, because if there's one thing that someone in charge of you doesn't really want, it's for you to prove them incorrect about anything. See, that's enough already now. You don't want to take it. All your reservations have been taken away. They've been taken away, so you think you're ready now for the revolution. So, at this point, it's pretty well obvious that the song is definitely leaning hard into that one direction. But, again, I don't think that's a bad thing. The song has a very focused message, and I made it loose. I'm also finding it somewhat difficult to actually control my character right now, as odd as that sounds. Because I just move a little too fast. Let's see, up next. Yeah, they can't control you. Once you've broken away, you've got to get them out of your mind. So this is very much saying work towards freeing yourself from the aforementioned mental shackles and make yourself strong. Man, they aren't ready for you to be strong. Chorus, chorus, chorus. You've got to get them out of your mind. When they stand before you, they will find a force they aren't ready for. Chorus, chorus, chorus. They aren't ready for us to be strong. They aren't ready for us to prove them wrong. See, then you know you're ready to be turned into people who cannot be preyed upon. We cannot be preyed upon. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So, as deadpan as I delivered those lyrics, I tend to do that because if I actually sing along with the lyrics, then it's, first of all, it would show a little bit of like bias towards the thought process. But the idea is, if I just deliver the lyrics very dry like that, it allows for you to truly read the meaning behind them, rather than just having the song regurgitated for you. And I'm not looking to essentially have the song just thrown back at you. I'm looking for you to read into the meaning of the words, which is why I deliver them in such a dry, deadpan way. You know, this is my, fourth episode of Wizard of Metal at this point, and every time I've delivered the lyrics the same way, and it's not because I don't like them. It's because, one, sometimes lyrics get repeated frequently, and two, because I want you to understand the meaning behind the lyrics by interpreting it for yourself. But yeah, the meaning behind this song is actually relatively cut and dry. It's don't let the powers that be control you. Shut them out of your mind and be strong in who you are. And I think that's a very good message, no matter who you are. Like, you don't have to be like a part of an oppressed minority, so to speak, in order to get some meaning out of those lyrics. Like, and I said, I'm not trying to get political when I say anything here, but like, there's a lot. Yeah, she absolutely will not upgrade Bouncing Blaze for me. She refuses. I should have grabbed a different basic while I had the opportunity. Because, let's be fair, without the upgrade, Bouncing Blaze is mediocre at best. The upgrade gives it superior crowd control abilities, even in comparison to other Arcana, and really gives it that oomph that it really needs to stand out. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, finish the floor, not right away because there's still stuff I'm looking for. And we are going to probably drop the Conqueror's Cloak because it's not really going to be very useful at the end here. And we're going to pick up Dice of the Nemesis, which probably, it may or may not activate very frequently, but the idea is that there will be a chance. And even though I don't have a critical hit-based build, it's still better than a relic that's going to pretty much do nothing at the end. Oh, hello. Or I could also just pick up the luxury handbag and just get an overall damage boost. I think I'm still going to go with the original plan. I'm just going to get rid of the watercolor palette instead. There we go. So, I find the meaning behind this particular song to be very strong and very relevant for a lot of people. And everyone will find their own meaning in it depending on who or what they feel is being oppressive towards them. Like, you may find that the shackles that you're casting off are the shackles of society. You might find that oh, okay, so we've got a little bit more idealist scorecard damage. Alright. You might find that it's a governmental thing. You might find that the shackles of control that you're dealing with are more along the lines of oppressive family or religion. Everyone's going to have something just a little bit different that's irking. And what this song is saying is, hey, don't let those things control you. You're a better person than that. And that's a message that I can get down with. And especially coming as it does from someone who suffers from mental health problems. Sometimes it's nice just to have an affirmation, even in some small way. Yay, that was a complete miss. Oh, now she offers it to me. Okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks, you fucking bitch. You know what? Just because you're being that kind of person right now, no, I'm not gonna take it. I'm keeping my gold to myself, and you can just go piss on yourself. But Dark Sage, what about the luxury handbag? Fuck it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, maybe Tattered Scroll is better than I gave it credit for. I gotta stop being so afraid that I'm gonna take damage when I use it. Owie. Oh man. Okay, actually maybe Tattered Scroll is pretty good. It just allowed me to spam Signature into his face like that, and that was a beautiful thing, man. So, yeah, that is Disturbed's Are You Ready? And I don't know, for a little while I've been kind of falling away from that band. Like, when they first came out, I was in high school. Again, alluding to the old man of the internet thing. But, yeah, that's when I first heard them. And yeah, they were big. Songs like Down with the Sickness and whatnot were huge when I was growing up. And ever since their, like, third album, or slightly after 10,000 Fists, which I think is their fourth, they just kind of started to slowly drift away from that, like, heavier sound that made them what they were. So to hear them kind of back on the horse with Are You Ready at the very least, even if it is just one song, makes it feel a little bit better. It's not only nostalgic, but it gives me a little bit of hope that they're going to continue powering through with what they know how to do. And let's keep in mind, they aren't spring chickens anymore. They're like me, except older. But they can still power it out, they can still rock, they can still be heavy, and I kind of find the same thing to be true about Metallica. They can still hammer it home, they can still be heavy, they can still play the same thrash that they played when they were young, and do it to amazing effect, and I think that's a powerful thing, and it still, to me, speaks to the don't let them hold you back, don't let them get into your mind and tell you what you can and what you can be. Don't listen to that. Be yourself. Be strong. Be a free person. And that's a very strong message, and I want you guys to take that home with you. Be strong. Be who you know you can be. Don't let them tell you what you can be. Don't let them hold you back. Don't let them get into your mind. And I think that's the best way to end the video, with a strong message and a non-upgraded Bouncing Blaze. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate your continued support, as well as your patience for me when I managed to fall asleep on the couch and miss an upload. So drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. The next Wizard of Metal post should be up, or the poll, I should say, should be up in just a little bit after the recording of this video, so look forward to seeing that soon, and voice your opinion. Let me know what song you're interested in learning more about. And on that point, I'd like to point out that I do like to post the YouTube videos for the songs in question, so that you can listen to them and judge for yourself how much you're interested in hearing about. So that's it for me. I'm rambling at this point. Again, thank you for spending some of your free time with me, and I am out. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you without an upgraded Bouncing Blaze.